Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing the art of organic flower farming. So there's been a big push for organic farming, in the last couple of years, and I've been doing a lot of research trying to get my farm more organic, just something healthier for the planet and for the farm and for the flowers. So I put together a list of techniques that are really great that I think that if you want to be organic on your flower farm, these are great things and tips to do. So I'm going to be going through them with you. Feel free to comment below if you have questions or if you have comments, because I'm new to this too. But I'm going to be trying a couple of these things out on my farm. So let's get started. The big one for organic flower farming is with the compost and things that you add to your soil. You want to avoid synthetic fertilizers. These can be harmful to the microorganisms in your soil. Okay, so let's go over a couple composts that you can use that are really good for your soil. If you're into composting, you know that you can take scraps from your house and make your own compost. And this is great for the flowers. It's very natural. I'm not going to go into the process of composting, but composting is a great way to make your farm more organic. Okay, the next one is bone meal. And bone meal you can buy. It's very good for the soil as well. It's crushed bones, just like it sounds, and it gives great nutrients to the plants. So that's number 2. Okay, the next one might be a little stinky, but it's fish emulsions. So this is basically just like it sounds. It adds great nutrients to the soil. It makes the colors of the flowers from my red really vibrant and the leaves really green. So that's another one you could put on your farm instead of synthetic fertilizers. Seaweed is also another great option. It has those great nutrients. It'll make the leaves nice and green on your plants. So seaweed is another good option. The last one is blood meal, and this one also provides great nutrients as a fertilizer for your flowers. So look up those different forms of fertilizer that are more organic and something that will provide for your flowers a lot of nutrients. Okay, another way to make your farm organic and beneficial is to do a crop cover. So I've been researching crop covers. I didn't try it this year. There's a lot of different plans to do this. And crop cover improves your soil and helps prevent erosion in the soil. It also helps suppress the weeds. So it's great like that. I'm going to go over a couple different crop covers that you guys can choose from if you're thinking of doing a crop cover on your farm. Okay guys, so I have these written down, so I'm going to be looking down and up because I don't have them all memorized in my head. Okay, so guys, each one that I'm going to be mentioning does something a little bit different. So I'm going to be going through them and I'm just going to be reading off because they're all a little bit different and I want to tell you guys what they're all about. So the first one is buckwheat. It's a fast growing crop. It attracts beneficial insects and it improves the soil structure. So that's number 1. The next one is crimson clover, and this one's pretty popular, I think, for a lot of flower farmers. It's a nitrogen fixing crop. It adds the nitrogen to the soil and again suppresses the weeds. It attracts the pollinators, and that's also a great thing. So crimson clover is an awesome crop cover. The next one is ryegrass. It's fast growing and it helps suppress the weeds. Same thing here. And it improves soil structure and can be used as a forage crop for livestock. So if you do have livestock, maybe that's something you want to think about. Killed 2 birds with 1 stone there. So that one was ryegrass. The next one is winter rye. It can survive cold temperatures, so that's awesome. And it produces a lot of biomass. It suppresses weeds and improves soil structure. So they all kind of have the same general concept here, that they're beneficial, suppressing the weeds. So they're a great option if you're looking for something organic on your farm to do a crop cover. And just one more note on the crop cover. If you have programs like extension programs in your area, they will help you decide which crop cover is best for your area. So I definitely consult with them first if you're looking to choose one that is right for your area. Okay guys, so pest control is a big issue because you don't want to be killing off the good you want to be killing off the bees and the beneficial insects to your flowers. So I'm going to be talking about a couple different organic methods that you can use that are beneficial to your plants. One way is you can introduce beneficial insects to your crop. A lot of people put ladybugs. There's different things that you can put. So look into that. I'm not going to go over all of that, but that is something that people do. Some of the bugs eat the other ones that are bad on your plants. So that's a great first step for pest control. Okay guys, so this is actually one I used on my farm last year with companion planting. And actually one by accident I companion planted and didn't know, and it was super beneficial to keep the pests off my other flowers. So I'm going to be going over a couple of companion planting flowers that maybe you can start now to help you for pest control. So let's go over those. Okay, so the one that I planted, which I didn't know was such a huge companion plant, was marigolds. And I had the African marigolds, and when the Japanese beetles hit midsummer, they basically destroyed my marigolds, but they didn't touch any other plant, nothing. No flowers around that were affected by them. And I actually didn't do anything about the Japanese beetles because it was just so crazy around that time. But again, that's a great companion plant, is marigolds. Nasturtium is another one that I planted last year. And this one is also great because nasturtium repels aphids, so that's a big problem for a lot of farmers, or the aphids on the flowers. So nasturtium is awesome for that. I would definitely try it. It was very easy to grow in my grow room and transplant it out. So that's another companion plant. Petunias are also another great one. They control the aphids as well. Chrysanthemums are also another great companion plant. Lavender also repels moth and fleas. So if you want to plant that, you get the benefits of having the beautiful smell, and it's also helping out your garden and the other flowers on it. Sunflowers, who knew? I didn't. They are another flower that repel aphids on your farm. So go ahead and plant those as a companion plant. Dill is also another companion plant. Same thing, repels aphids, attracts the pollinators. So dill is a great one to have on your farm. I used it as a cut flower last year, so it did double duty there as a companion plant and also for my bouquets. The last one is rosemary. It has those same beneficial factors as the other plants I just mentioned. So those are the companion plants. I'm sure there are more out there. If you want to comment below and tell me which ones you've used and work the best, I would like to know, because I've only used a couple so far, and I would like to know ones that are really the best ones for the farm, the best bang ones that I can plant to get rid of all the pests on the farm. All right, the next thing that you want to be doing for organic farming is rotating your crops. Now, the rotation of the crops is important because sometimes in the soil things will happen if you plant the same flower there every single year. I know with tulips you're supposed to definitely do a crop rotation because that can ruin the soil for a very long time if you don't rotate the tulips in different places, so definitely look into that. So yeah, it's important for crop rotation, and that will definitely help with your flowers and diseases on your farm. All right, the next thing you maybe want to think about is using organic mulches like straw and wood chips, and these are just things that are good for the earth to put in the ground. It's important for organic flower farmers to use these things for weed suppression and just for something healthier for the soil. This also helps the soil retain moisture, which is very important for the plants. All right, and so the last thing you want to do is keep really good records. So you want to keep records of just things you're doing on the farm, like the soil rotation, you know, for pest control, what you're using and how much you're using. You want to make sure that things like crop rotation, you have it written down so you're not planting in the same spot because you think that you'll remember and then you don't. Like I just planted seedlings and I was like, oh, I'm just starting a couple seedlings. I'm going to remember. They're only 3 trays. You're not going to remember. So it's definitely important to take notes on what's working, what you're doing, so you have it for the next season. All right, guys, I hope these tips were helpful to start your organic flower farm. If you think of ones that you have that I didn't mention, I would love to hear it. So please comment below. All right, guys, and you know, hopefully this is helpful and we can do something nice for the environment and for our farm and for the soil, because it's our earth and we have to take care of it. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.